Next we're going to move on to the main pivot bearings. The older Treks run these extended inner race or E-type bearings, and basically how you get them out is the exact same principle. You just component at the back of it to push it out, and another tube. However, you also want to look at the housing again, and you'll see on this housing it's slightly raised here and here. So what you would look to do is you would look to just file a small amount of this away at the right points. It doesn't take any more than 2 or 3 minutes because this is a very soft material, and you just align that up to this and it'll fit a lot better. If I rotate it, you can see that it's slightly misaligned. Not much, you would have gotten away with that, but if you want to, if you feel the need, you can just remove a small amount of the material. Then all you do is something at the back of it to press it out. Open your vise up again, align this at the right point. Don't worry about angling this or positioning it. Just take your time, get it to where you think it should be, and then tighten up your vise jaws onto it. Don't over tighten it, just enough so that you can still manoeuvre it. You want to get this tube in the centre of the vise jaws, and you also want to get this component at the back as close to the centre as well. So just while it's still slack enough to reposition it, fiddle about with it, get it to where you want it, and then just tighten this up. It shouldn't take a massive amount of force. If it takes too much force, it's not aligned properly. You want to realign it. I'm going to slacken it off and just reposition it. That's basically it. That's how easy it is to get that off of it. A lot easier with the actual tools for the specific pivot points. Pressing it back in, you can only press it in so far. Before it will bind at the back on this extended inner race. At that point, what you want to do is get this again at the back here. So if I use this smaller vise, it's got better access, hold that. I'm going to use a standard 6903 bearing because the extended inner race will push on the inner race of the bearing you're putting in, and it'll put pressure onto the bearings. You don't want to do that. You want to only put pressure on the outer race. If I align that up visually, and then just gently press it in. Once this starts to bind, which is about there, I'm going to slacken it back off. You do this technique with all the bearings, but I'm just going to mention it at the end here. You come to the back of the housing and you visually check to make sure that it's seated properly. That's exactly where it should be. And that's basically it. That's how simple this frame is to service.